let's talk about a word that, well, it can feel pretty heavy, right? Radiation. It's a word that often brings up a lot of anxiety, maybe even fear. But what if we could replace that fear with facts? In this explainer, we're going to use calm, evidence-based clarity to really understand the true story of radiotherapy in India. Let's dive in.
So when you hear radiation, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's words like burns or damage. And you know what? That's a totally normal reaction. These are common fears, and they're often based on information that's, frankly, decades out of date. The story of modern cancer care is just dramatically different.
Okay, so let's start with a number that might actually surprise you. A big one. Based on the best data we have, nearly 11 million people in India have already been treated with radiotherapy. Just think about that. This isn't some new or experimental thing. It's an established, widely used pillar of cancer treatment that has been helping people for generations.
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the real story of radiation, and then get into how today's precision treatments actually work. We'll look at the solid evidence behind its success, the reality of world-class care in India, and most importantly, we're going to arm you with the right questions to ask your doctor. This is all about reframing this as a pillar of modern cure.
First up, let's talk history, because to really get where we are today, we have to see just how far we've come. You see, radiotherapy isn't some brand new invention. It actually has a deep, established history of healing right here in India, stretching back more than 100 years.
You know, what's so incredible about this slide is the journey it shows. I mean, look at this. From the very first X-ray machine back in 1910, through the slow, steady growth, and then boom! Look at the technology explosion. In the year 2000, modern machines called Linacs made up about 12% of the total. Fast forward to 2022, and they make up over 75%. This is not your great-grandfather's radiotherapy. It's a different world.
And this chart, it just drives that point home. Out of those nearly 11 million people who've been treated, look at how the numbers just skyrocket. Almost half of every single person treated in the last century was treated in just the last 15 years. That shows you just how vital and central radiotherapy has become in modern cancer care.
Okay, so what does all this new technology actually mean for a patient? Well, it means today's treatment is a total game changer. I want you to forget any old ideas of a wide, scattered beam. Instead, think of modern radiotherapy as being as precise as a GPS-guided laser.
This right here, this is the key difference. The older tech was kind of like a floodlight. Sure, it hit the cancer, but it also spilled over and affected a lot of the healthy tissue around it. Modern techniques, which you might hear called IMRT or IGRT, are completely different. They use these incredibly focused beams of energy, shaped exactly to the tumor, to attack the cancer cells while protecting the healthy parts of you.
So what does this actually look like when you go in for treatment? It's really a calm, super planned out process in 3 steps. First, your team uses advanced scans to pinpoint the tumor, almost like a satellite mapping a precise location. Second, the experts get to work, creating a personalized digital plan just for you. And third, the machine quietly and precisely delivers that focused energy, often in just a matter of minutes. All right, we've talked about the cool tech, but now let's get into the proof. Because it's not just about fancy machines, right? It's about decades and decades of solid evidence that shows just how effective this treatment is. This is the science that really fuels the hope. And this data from 2022, wow, it's crystal clear. Just look at this. More than 3/4 of all the radiotherapy machines in India are these modern, precise Linacs. This isn't some rare technology you can only find in 1 or 2 big cities. The standard of care across the country is now overwhelmingly modern and precise. And let's be absolutely clear on this point, because it's so important. Radiotherapy is not some alternative or experimental treatment. As research from around the world confirms, it is a standard, evidence-based, and globally accepted pillar of care for most common cancers. We're talking breast cancer, prostate, head and neck, cervical cancers, and many more.
Okay, this brings us to a really important topic. What does all this look like right here in India? The answer is that world-class, top-tier care is absolutely available. But we also have to be honest and talk about the challenges when it comes to access.
Let's just look at the raw numbers. In 2022, India had over 800 of these machines. But to really meet the needs of every single patient, we'd need more than 2,000. This is what we call the radiotherapy gap. The key thing to understand here is that this is an access problem, an infrastructure challenge. It has nothing to do with whether the treatment itself is safe or if it works.
And that access, well, it isn't spread out evenly across the country. Where you live in India really matters. For instance, the southern states have about 35% of all the centers, while the entire northeastern region has only about 4.5%. Knowing this empowers you because it helps you understand that for your specific condition, you might need to travel to get the most advanced care.
So with all this information, how do you take control? This next part is all about empowering you. It's about giving you the actual tools you need to take an active, informed role in your own care and your own journey. Think of this as your personal toolkit for that doctor's appointment. Seriously, feel free to pause here, take a quick screenshot, or just jot these down. These are the exact questions to bring with you. Ask, is this a standard treatment for my type of cancer? Ask what the goal is. Are we aiming for a cure, to save an organ, or to help with symptoms? And ask the practical stuff too. What are the wait times and what support is there for travel? And always, always remember, you have a right to have your plan explained in simple, clear language you can understand. All right, let's pull all of this together. We've journeyed from fear to facts, from a long history to incredible modern technology. It's time to summarize this powerful narrative of hope that really defines modern radiotherapy today. You know, if you remember just one thing from our entire chat today, let it be this. The main challenge for us in India is about expanding fair access, making sure everyone who needs this treatment can get it. The question of whether radiotherapy itself actually works, that question was answered with a powerful yes many, many years ago.
So let's end with a new definition. When we talk about modern radiotherapy, here's what we really mean. A non-invasive, highly precise treatment that uses focused energy with three clear goals: to cure cancer, to preserve vital organs whenever possible, and ultimately to improve your quality of life, both during and long after treatment.
Just a reminder, this explainer is for educational purposes and public reassurance. For personalized medical advice, it is absolutely essential that you always consult with your radiation oncologist. This explainer was created by the Radiotherapy India project. For more information, please visit us at radiotherapyindia.org.